The View may have just found itself in another major controversy, and this time, the backlash is reaching far beyond ABC. After reports surrounding NBC and Saturday Night Live, the show's biggest names are now pushing back, accusing Hollywood networks of silencing political opinions. But there's a much bigger question here. Are they actually being censored, or are Hollywood executives simply deciding which celebrities they want representing their shows? And with the November midterms getting closer, the political messaging coming from The View could become even louder. If you enjoy breaking down Hollywood's biggest controversies, subscribe to SubiiVerse because we're going to get into exactly what happened. As we move toward the end of August 2026, the controversy surrounding The View continues to grow. Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and Joy Behar have remained some of the most outspoken political personalities on daytime television, frequently using their platform to discuss elections, political protests, the current administration, and their frustrations with Donald Trump and his supporters. But now their attention has turned toward an entirely different problem: Hollywood itself. The latest controversy involves NBC and Saturday Night Live, following reports that members of The View were no longer expected to participate in an upcoming Halloween-related SNL segment that was reportedly going to feature political satire involving Trump. That development has triggered a strong reaction from the hosts, and instead of simply accepting that a television production can change its lineup, Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg have framed the situation as part of a much larger problem involving political expression in Hollywood. Sunny Hostin argued that major networks should not be treating Donald Trump as though he is untouchable, and she questioned why entertainment companies would become more cautious about the political opinions expressed by their talent. Her argument was essentially this: if people working in media are expected to express themselves and discuss politics as part of their profession, then they should also have the freedom to express their own political beliefs without worrying that those opinions could cost them professional opportunities. She suggested that the entertainment industry is becoming increasingly uncomfortable with celebrities who openly take political positions. And according to Hostin, she believes this is especially troubling when women are involved. She went as far as describing the situation using terms such as discrimination, racism, and sexism, arguing that political opinions should not determine whether someone receives an opportunity in television or entertainment. Now, there's an important distinction here. Hostin's comments appear to be referencing the reported SNL situation without necessarily providing direct evidence that NBC removed anyone specifically because of their political views. That's where this controversy becomes much more complicated. A television network can decide who appears in a particular sketch for countless reasons: creative direction, timing, the tone of the segment, production changes, or simply because the producers don't think a particular appearance works. But the View hosts appear to interpret this situation very differently, and their frustration didn't stop there. The discussion also comes after several controversial comments surrounding the American flag and political divisions in the United States. Some previous remarks made on the program triggered significant backlash, particularly comments about the American flag and how certain hosts described their discomfort with it in particular political environments. After the backlash intensified, there was an attempt to clarify those comments by emphasizing that the criticism was directed towards certain red states or conservative areas rather than the American flag itself. But by that point, the controversy had already spread. And now the hosts are arguing that Hollywood is becoming too afraid to allow political expression. Whoopi Goldberg took that argument even further. She claimed that Donald Trump's influence has reached major Hollywood studios and television networks, suggesting that executives are becoming increasingly cautious about political content and the opinions expressed by their talent. She also criticized Americans who, in her view, aren't paying enough attention to what is happening politically in the country. Goldberg argued that America is becoming less free and described the situation as evidence of an increasingly authoritarian political environment. She then connected the issue back to what she described as her own experiences with studio politics and the recent NBC controversy. According to Goldberg, the fact that political opinions could potentially affect someone's entertainment opportunities is unacceptable. She also brought up Robert De Niro, using him as another example of what she believes happens when Hollywood personalities become heavily involved in political debates. And that brings us to another controversy that has been circulating recently. There has been discussion surrounding a reported Robert De Niro project that was being developed by Sony Pictures. The project was described as a political thriller and was reportedly envisioned as a potential spiritual follow-up to the Netflix series 0 Day, with De Niro attached to play a fictional president. According to the claims surrounding the project, it ultimately failed to move forward. The situation has since become part of a broader conversation about whether political activism can affect the careers and opportunities of major Hollywood stars. But there is another part of this story that cannot be ignored. The View hosts aren't simply upset about losing an entertainment opportunity, they are also becoming increasingly vocal about the upcoming November elections. Whoopi Goldberg has encouraged viewers to vote for Democratic candidates, arguing that doing so is necessary to return the country to what she considers a more normal political environment. And this is where the timing becomes particularly interesting. As November approaches, there's a strong possibility that political messaging from Hollywood personalities will become even more prominent. Actors, television personalities, musicians, and other celebrities often become more politically outspoken during election seasons. But the question is whether audiences still respond to that influence the same way they once did. Because there appears to be growing fatigue among some viewers who simply don't want celebrities telling them how to vote. People can watch a movie, listen to an actor, or enjoy a television show without necessarily wanting that celebrity to become their political guide. And when political commentary becomes a constant part of entertainment, some viewers may eventually decide they've had enough. That's particularly important for a program like The View because its political discussions are already a central part of the show's identity. The bigger challenge is whether that approach is helping the program maintain its audience or pushing some viewers away. And that's really what makes this entire controversy worth watching. The argument from The View is that Hollywood is becoming afraid of political expression. The opposing argument is that networks and producers have the right to decide which personalities and political material fit their programming. Those are two completely different interpretations of the same situation. And until more concrete details emerge about exactly why the reported SNL appearance was changed, it's difficult to know how much of this was genuinely about politics and how much was simply a production decision. Either way, the controversy has given The View another reason to place Hollywood, NBC, SNL, Donald Trump, and the upcoming election at the center of the conversation. And with the midterms getting closer, I wouldn't expect the political temperature surrounding this show to cool down anytime soon. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think The View hosts have a legitimate point about political expression in Hollywood, or are they taking a normal television production decision and turning it into a much bigger political controversy? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to SubiiVerse for more Hollywood and entertainment updates. I'll see you in the next one.